Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have finally a song from Zenless Zone Zero. I put up a poll asking if I should listen to the Tiesto one that came out, but apparently people weren't like too into it, so we just didn't go with that. But somebody in the comments of another video threw this song at me, Come Alive by Sān-Z. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give this a shot. Let's actually see what Zenless has to offer musically, because I'm curious, and I know that with this, it's probably going to be mainly a theme, so it's not going to be like the background music or an event song, but I'm still interested in like what direction they're starting at. So without further ado, let's hear what they have, shall we? Let's go.
How long can we stay awake? Watch it all fall, yeah, we watch it all break.
Oh, that's where they're starting. All right.
How deep are we gonna sink? Before we know it, we'll be losing our dreams. How deep before we all fade away?
I know exactly what genre this fits in, so it's like, all right. Ooh. I don't know, I didn't expect the dual language here. I don't know why I didn't. Don't know the band, so. Oh yeah. All right. We're talking radio worthy. All right. Ooh. Oh, just for that bit? Okay. Interesting choice to double time it for just a moment. Ooh, the delay. It got me. It got me back into it. Dude, the vocal effects on that were brilliant. I mean, obviously, very like radio pop style when it comes to the rock edge of that. But I'm not against that at all. It gives me an immediate idea of like what the game will look like, what the feel is, the tone overall.
You better run, you better hide inside the eye of the storm.
I feel like we're heading towards a breakdown, aren't we? This feels like a build up to a breakdown. Preparing my neck for a headbang.
Wrong.
Oh yeah, there it is. Woo. I love the little things they're doing with the vocal effects, especially. Bold choice on that chord. Okay. Little things like that, I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't just another like radio, like rock alternative. God, it just keeps going. Dude, all right. Well, that, like I said, gave me an immediate feel of what this game is going to be like. So overall, this band is kind of giving me I Prevail, a little bit of like Cold Rain. Like, it's just in this metalcore poppy rock genre that's really popular right now, and it totally fits. Like I said a few times, this gives me an immediate idea of what the game is going to feel like, where the world is. It's going to be a little bit more gritty, a little more edgy. It has some more modern stuff, maybe a little bit cyberpunky in aesthetic potentially. Like, I haven't seen really anything about the game other than its existence out there, a few screenshots. It's a great decision that the first song you release for a game matches the world as closely as you can. You don't want to throw out something that ends up just not relating to the rest of the world, especially something that I assume was probably for a trailer or even the opening theme to the game. Like, when you first boot it up, you're hearing this and you know exactly what to expect. So getting into the theory a little bit on this one, I think this song is in D minor. I plucked around a little bit on it, trying to figure out certain things, especially with that one chord I was really liking at the end. Utilizing that relationship is pretty unique in a lot of songs, especially like rock and metal. You usually don't see that sort of a relationship happening. In this case, it being a perfect fifth is what it stops on, but you could also relate it to being minor thirds all the way up. So the way this would work if I were doing it perfect fifth style is that you can kind of do it exactly as it's written in the song, and then it just stays on that perfect fifth. That's an F and a C right there, and that's exactly a fifth. If you wanted to do this the minor third way, it would be the same general relationship with the notes, but you'd be moving both fingers up the scale the whole way through, so it would end up like this. And that's still a really good relationship there, just kind of ending on that, but we know that the low part of the main song just kind of sits on that one note. And the reason that's significant to me is because most metal songs are written in minor keys. It's just the way that the genre has gone. You want that freedom in a minor key to be able to do something that's uplifting and powerful, but also having a lot of emotional backbone. And that's pretty much what all of rock and metal rides on, that fine line between, are they depressed? Are they powerful? Is this song empowering you, or is it reminding you of a bad time and making you angry or sad? That's kind of the magic of minor keys. But in this song, having that relationship there, a perfect fifth, is a very major relationship. There's not really a sadness to that, but what this does for the song specifically is it brings your energy up to that major. It holds your energy high. It makes you go, oh, so we are in a triumphant energy here. It's a relationship that's pretty underutilized, at least in such a notable point in the song. Utilizing it as a shift to the final refrain is very bold. Usually they don't touch on stuff quite that aggressively with a major perfect relationship there. And the way that contrasts with everything else prior to it, especially as I mentioned, the vocal effects, it following a breakdown that's supposed to be very aggressive and angry, and lifting it back up with this much brighter relationship in the chords, is a really cool and fairly unique sound. And as I mentioned, the vocal effects on this were really cool too. I've heard this done a few times with somebody who's doing like a more spoken word or rap section, and then the vocals kind of twisting into this like change of emotion just by shifting everything down, separating it, having one layer of it kind of drop into a more bass heavy, distorted tone. And that's just, you know, meant to drive that whole inner monster sort of energy and intention. But it works really well in this because he's so smooth with the lyrics. He's such a good dictated vocalist that when he's doing the rap part and then it melds into this disgusting kind of distorted tone that goes straight into a scream, mind you, that's a really smooth and also very difficult line to run on. I more often see people separate that out or have a different vocalist handle that entirely, but this vocalist from this group seems to be so comfortable with that in both respects, both screaming and doing this like rap style vocal, that it just blends so well. He's so effortlessly able to meld into that. Even without the vocal effects, I'm sure he'd be able to scale that energy back, kind of starting a little laid back, maybe not too angry, a little frustrated, and then just turning into this really angry, just beast of a voice. That's a really, really fine line to ride, and not a lot of people nail it as well as he did. I think that's brilliant. As far as everything else in the song, it was pretty standard. The guitars were pretty standard. That whole like dance rhythm section behind was pretty standard. The drums even didn't really have too much going on. There was kind of a cool effect happening during the beginning of the breakdown, that like section where it stopped and kicked back in, but that's just, you know, sound design incarnate. You want something that lets the viewer kind of stop and think, give them a chance to breathe, even in the middle or at the beginning of a section that's so heavy. You have to allow that room to really let the listener feel it out. It really makes me go, oh, they're trying to make a statement here and not just trying to make another song get popular on purpose. Like, there's point to this song. There's an intention here. And even if there's not, and it was just written exclusively for Zenless, and there was really no other thing here driving the song other than the paycheck, so to speak, they did a great job at masking that and actually getting some emotion going forward. And as a musician to a musician, I've got to respect that, putting as much as you can into a song, even if it is just for the paycheck. But part of me feels like there might be some more to this, that the writer was like, oh, finally, a chance to talk about this subject I've been wanting to, and like explore this corner for a bit. There's a lot of room to mess around with on the psychological end of songs and what you can do with music, and that's why I love it so much. That's why I made this channel what it is. I love gushing about this sort of thing, and the relationship music can share between the writers and the listeners, and even with something as simple as being on a game track can have so much impact on a listener like myself. I might not know what the game is really about or have any experience with it, but immediately I'm able to suss out what's exactly happening in this world just by feeling out what this song has to introduce me to. But I think I've said what I want to say on this one, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have any other songs from Zenless that you want me to listen to, by all means drop them in the comments below and I will definitely do my best to get to them. And otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for the other content I do, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!